Have you ever met a woman who felt different? Not louder, not more dominant, but somehow deeper, as if she could see through people, situations, and life itself without saying much? Carl Jung believed that true spiritual intelligence doesn't announce itself. It hides in subtle traits most people overlook or misunderstand. These women are often mislabeled as too quiet, too intense, or even strange, when in reality they possess a rare psychological depth that gives them a powerful inner compass. In this video, you'll discover 6 hidden traits found in women with deep spiritual intelligence, traits that shape how they love, think, suffer, and awaken. Watch until the end, because the final trait may completely change how you see emotional depth, intuition, and feminine power itself. Women with deep spiritual intelligence, through a Jungian lens, are not defined by rituals, beliefs, or outward spirituality, but by an inner psychological orientation toward meaning, depth, and integration of the unconscious. Carl Jung believed that true spiritual intelligence emerges when a person begins to dialogue with their inner world rather than escape from it. And women who possess this depth often develop it through introspection, suffering, and an ongoing relationship with their inner symbols, emotions, and intuitions. The first hidden trait found in these women is an unusually strong relationship with the unconscious mind. They are highly intuitive, not because they are mystical by nature, but because they pay attention to dreams, emotional signals, gut feelings, and subtle psychological cues others ignore. They sense shifts in energy, intention, and emotional truth long before words appear, which can make them seem mysterious or even intimidating. Yet this sensitivity is not a weakness. It is the result of a psyche that listens inwardly, rather than relying solely on logic or social conditioning. The second trait is their comfort with inner solitude. Unlike many who fear being alone because silence forces confrontation with the self, spiritually intelligent women often need solitude to regulate their inner world, reflect, and recharge. And Jung saw this as a sign of individuation, the process of becoming one's true self, rather than a mask shaped by society. These women are not antisocial, but they are selective. Shallow interactions drain them, while meaningful conversations nourish them, because their psyche is oriented toward depth rather than stimulation. The third hidden trait is emotional alchemy, the ability to transform pain into insight. Jung famously said that there is no coming to consciousness without pain, and women with deep spiritual intelligence often have a history of emotional wounds, disappointments, or identity crises that force them inward. Instead of suppressing suffering or projecting it outward, they reflect on it, extract meaning from it, and integrate it into their personality, which gives them emotional maturity far beyond their years. This is why they often appear calm in chaos, grounded during crisis, and compassionate without being naive. They have already met their shadow, the darker, rejected parts of themselves, and made peace with it. The fourth trait is their resistance to superficial power structures. Spiritually intelligent women are not easily impressed by status, dominance, or external validation, because their sense of worth comes from inner alignment rather than social approval. Jung believed that people who are not in touch with their inner life become addicted to external power, but those who are individuated seek authenticity over authority, truth over popularity. As a result, these women may challenge unhealthy dynamics, see through manipulation, and quietly disengage from environments that demand conformity at the expense of integrity. The fifth hidden trait is symbolic perception. They naturally think in metaphors, patterns, and archetypes, often without consciously realizing it. They may be drawn to psychology, art, mythology, spirituality, or storytelling because these domains speak the language of the unconscious. and Jung argued that symbols are the bridge between the conscious mind and deeper wisdom. This symbolic sensitivity allows them to understand life events not as random accidents, but as meaningful processes, lessons, or calls to growth, which gives them resilience and a sense of purpose even during uncertainty. The sixth, and perhaps most misunderstood trait, is their quiet authority. Women with deep spiritual intelligence do not dominate conversations or seek control, yet their presence often shifts the emotional tone of a room. People may feel seen, unsettled, or deeply understood around them because they are psychologically present rather than performative. Jung described this as inner authority, the kind that comes from self-knowledge rather than ego inflation, and it often attracts projection, admiration, or resistance from others who are not yet comfortable with their own depth. These 6 traits together form a personality structure that is rare in a world driven by speed, distraction, and surface-level identity. Such women are often misunderstood because their intelligence does not fit conventional metrics. It is not loud, competitive, or performative, but integrative, reflective, and quietly transformative. They see through illusions because they have confronted their own. They value truth because they have survived self-deception. And they seek meaning because they have already faced emptiness. In Jungian psychology, this is not coincidence, but destiny shaped through individuation. A lifelong process of integrating the conscious and unconscious into a coherent self. Women with deep spiritual intelligence often awaken others not by teaching or preaching, but by embodying psychological wholeness, showing through their way of being that depth is not weakness, sensitivity is not fragility, and true power does not need to announce itself to be felt. In the end, women with deep spiritual intelligence are not rare because they are born different, but because most people never dare to look inward the way they do. Carl Jung reminded us that true wisdom comes from self-awareness, from facing the unconscious, and from integrating light and shadow into one whole self. If this video helped you see depth where you once saw mystery, or strength where you once saw silence, then you are already beginning that inner journey yourself. If you want more content that explores psychology, Carl Jung's ideas, and the hidden layers of the human mind, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and join us as we continue uncovering the unseen forces that shape who we truly are.